Hi, good morning everyone. Today I'm going to discuss the project continuation which I discussed in the day one. As day one we discussed how the development project will be started. What are the seven stages of the software development, and either we can get implemented by using an waterfall model or agile methodology. So I want to brief you what is waterfall model, what is an agile methodology. The waterfall model. This is also one of the question we'll get in the real time. So which kind of methodology you are working? So you can say if you say like waterfall model, the waterfall model how it will be. Suppose if you got the requirement, the requirement has to be completed 6 months or 8 months of time duration. There will be the first you need to get understanding basis. There will be design. So it will be taking off 6 months of development, and then we have 1 month testing and UAT 1 month, and then will be production. So that way 8 months will be completed. So we'll get come up with the understanding basis. We'll come up with the low level design requirement and get it approval baseline the requirement. After we have baseline it, there is no, we should not be changing any of the changes till we have completed the development. So then we don't have daily basis meetings in this model. We have only weekly or 2 weeks once, and there we will be telling like what is the percentage of the design you have completed, what is the development percentages. Once I complete the development, what is the testing percentage? That way we will be showing. So there is a chance of failure of the project is more in this process, because whatever we have developed 1 month or 2 months, so it is in percentage, it not be in the completely the resulted mode. So that cases what will happen is, and after a few weeks and they understanding basis what did they have did. Maybe it will not relevant, or some cases it will be relevant, but it is not up to the mark. And also some cases there is an design, so which is the design they made it, and it is approved later based on the business needed. It needs to be modified. So that time it is not immediately modified. After 6 months, 8 months only you can allow to modify the changes of the new CR or something. That kind of way there is a problem. And also here the when the development team is developing the code, and testing team will be 8 months, there will be testing team, and there will be ideal. So once at the time of design basis, so to make it utilize the resources and properly, and that is the reason the people are moving to the agile methodology. So agile methodology we have on kind of like a few members is designing basis, few members is the coding. It will be 2 weeks of or 3 weeks of work, how much work we can get completed. That much of work only will be taken, so that whatever the requirement, it will be understanding basis and design document, and then will be convert to the stories. So story having an accept criteria, what has to be done in the particular story. So on that we can have subtask and proceed. There is a tool we'll be using here is Jira. Jira is a project management tool and defect management tool. Okay. Here, the project management tool, defect management tool, we are using to create out of the stories we have create the backlog. As we discussed earlier, we have a planning meeting, daily standard meeting, intermediate reviews, and the most retrospective meeting. So that will be there. So at the time of you have started using the Jira tool, you'll get to know. So we'll be discussing later in the later sessions also if required, separately. So this is what happened. So coming to the today's agenda is, so backend team, so 2 members we allotted, and 1 member UI person, he is developing the static pages, how the look and feel will be there, and the DBA person will be designing. Nothing will be ready for us. That is the current situation basis. Now UI person will be started designing, and DBA person is started designing the DB, and Java developer until UI is ready and DBA person can't do, right. So what he can do is, the what has to be done. So the requirement is front office and application. What is the requirement is front office. So the use case is the requirement is, there is an employee ID given. I need to fetch the employee IDs. Let us assume. So this is our requirement. So I'll go with this base only. I'll be continue of our real time. So front office application to be developing, and that I want to be develop the application based on the employee ID as input basis. I need to develop the application to fetch the employee details. Later, the front office application modifies mobile number, his address. That will be seen how we will get implemented. So now UI person will be assigned the task to him to start designing, and DBA person start designing, and Java developer is also started. So UI person is started designing and DBA person, but what he will do in the Java developer is that without DB and without UV, how we can do the coding and some kind of see after one he will be requiring 4 to 5 days, or he will requiring 1 week or some like 4 to 5 days or something, and this person can't be ideal, like he has to showcase something. Your leader someone came and asking to these two members start do this, he will do this, you do. He'll be saying like I don't have a DB. Yes, you can start to some reusable of code or what is a flow basis. So what he will do, so anyway, UI will be see and DB will be see what how we can get started implementing. The requirement is I have an employee ID is input and I want to get the employee details, that is the requirement. So coming to here, so now I am going to create a new project, Java project. So normally we are going to create a web project because we don't have any UI and DB. Now time being, and what I can do is, and I'm going to create a Java project. Okay, so Java project I'm going to create it. So what is the front office kind of, this is a normal project, plain project. So now I am creating the front office kind of application. Okay, so nothing is it now. The thing is, you know the requirement. What is the requirement is develop the UI. Okay, he has a no. So the requirement is based on the employee ID need to fetch the employee details. This is our okay. So let's take an example. The employee ID is, so reverse key, so has to be something like 100. So I need to fetch the 100 related employee details like employee ID with so and so details, and employee name, so and so Raj, and salaries. Salary is so and so 20,000 like this. I need to fetching the details. That is our requirement. Okay. So now the requirement is this is the requirement, and there is no UI is ready. There is no packet is ready. Now I want to develop. So I have to be main front office main. This is the class I'm going to define, as we don't have. So How to create the our class. Okay, so before that one I need to create the related to the I am working for XYZ company dot, so XYZ related and main. So this is the package, and from this I am starting. Now I am going to create a class and front order main class. I have a main class. So to fetching these kind of details of employee, I required to be employee ID, employee name, and salary basis. I require to be one of the class, and that will have the details. So I will be creating the package and from should have main and DTO, like a data transfer for object like that, and this I have the data for. Let's take an example, employee. Okay, employee class have the I want to be private T here employee number and to private string employee name private is employee salary. This is the review salary. So and also private string is an department. Okay, these are the things. A few of the thing to make it to pass the argument to the constructor. What I do is I'll go with the source and generate segregated method first. So to this field, and also I want to get generate the constructor source, and I want to generate the constructor using fields. So this field basis I am going to generate it. Yeah, this is my class. To when you print in these things, I want to be generating for the fields like system developer employee update I created, and I want to fields of all the fields has to be generated. For that purpose, I will go with to generate toString based on the field basis. I will be generating so that when toString method will be called when we got system data, I want to print it. So I just design the employee. So now our requirement is in the integer e number have the 100, so 100 bases, and I want to get the list of based on the employee number, and I want to get the employee test. So to make it to, as we don't have the data, and I want to be storing of employee details in the map file, so then map will have the right data structure. To based on the employee ID, I'll get the value. So that at this I'll be integer basis, and I have one employee. So employee basis EMP map have new hash map. So I have created the map. This is the input. This is the logic which I have to be implemented. Okay, so in this we have one DB details of the logic for data. Okay, so in this what I have to do is I have to be populate the data. I have to be populate the data. I have to put method is there, which has a 100 new employee. So new employee basis we are going to give the 100. This is Rush. So employee have the first employee number, employee name, salary. Here salary is 5,000, and department is IT. So this is the thing that I do: employee number, salary, and department. Okay. Now I have created one record as in data in my DB, but as we don't have DBs ready, so we know what are the fields. So this I am creating 103, 102, 103. So these are the few members. Okay, I have a part. Okay, these are the few of the employees: 100, 101, 103, 102, like that. So the requirement is based on the employee number. I want to get the employee. So what I will get is, so I want to get the employee EMP equal to EMP markdown getter employee number E employee number I given, I'll get the thing. Suppose if you go on a different employee number, so if employee not equal to null, so I need to print the output of the employee details by the employee. Okay, suppose if you don't have employee, I want to print the details no employee found. I found for input my number. So this is what I want to print. So what is the requirement is? So I want to fetch the employee details based on the employee ID. Need to fetch the employee details. This is the requirement, right? So what I can do is I have implemented the similar way, and as we don't have the DB is not ready, when you don't have the DB is not ready, I want to get implemented without DB. We can have some test data. So similar way we can, and this is the logic for UI logic to display. Okay, so this is the UI logic, and this is the logic for data, and this is for fetching details. This is the logic. So this is the backend logic to these are the both the combinations. This is the fetching the details for the logic. So now I have implemented. Now I am going to how we can test it is, and I haven't tested. So when you see it regard the requirement of something, right? So now you can see this is the blind test. So let us assume I have passed the 1 or 2. So now I need to get the employee to record. So now we should get the 1 or 2. Yeah, the employee to records HR also we got it. Now I have passed 1 or 5. So one person came and he told like my employee is this now, so and so, but when he checked it, he will say like no employee found for input of employee whatever I want. Can you please tell me the right employee ID? Like that he can ask. So that this is our record. Now this is the code we have shown after 4 days or 5 days of time. So he's happy with the lead. Yes. Meantime, UI person will be progressing his task and DV person is discussing. This is the code he has written. So if you see here the problem is the output is coming. So what is the requirement basis? What are the input is giving and what is here the logic of database logic and UI and the request processing, everything will be in the same place. So it is not to be all the content in the same class basis. We can't reuse this content, this kind of code. So normally in our normally what will happen is in our real time. So when you see and I have one UI interface have normally interact with the server, which is in server and server basis it will be calling to the service layer and DO layer, which is in the model, and normally we have on DB also. So DB. So if you see this is UI. UI means your browser. UI interface. Okay. This is the server. The whole thing will be as part of the server where we will deploy to the whole thing. This whole thing will be the server. UI will be contact with the server, right? So this whole thing will be deployed to the server. Okay. So UI will be interacting the server. The request will be coming basis. Normally there is an URI mapping basis. There is an the controller or servlets or action class. So let us assume in our case as there is a JT application number. So we have one servlet. And this is the model. We have one here. This is the DB database. DB is a database. So the servlet will be taking the request. So let us assume the URI is slash employee by the employee ID. So let us assume we have UI. So the request is coming slash employee emp slash resume 100 mpg. That basis we have an employee controller. So all the employee controller will directly interact with the database without model. So when you do that way, what will happen is here once again we are going to keep it how we have the assume this is the front office main as in assume as it is in servlet, it is acting. So from that we have written all together single place. It will be complex to manage. So that what I have to do is client server model basis, and I am introducing two different layers. One is service layer, one more is a DO layer. Okay. So what it will be doing is service layer. What it will be doing in the DO layer. So service layer, what will do is normally CRVI and this is the DO. DO means data access object layer, service layer to do the business logic. So and what all the requests we got it from the UI slash API slash employee. What needs to be do the server side is based on the URL like taken google.com or Facebook. So whatever we are typing the browser, the request will be going to the server. So server will be based on the URL. Let us assume in our case is employee base, employee ID base. I want to fetch it. So based on the fetching basis, and the servlet will be taking the request and needs to call it and to call the things, and it will be going to the service. So service what will do is we will do the business logic. So service layer will do the business logic. So I don't want to be database logic and the business logic means. So database whatever the employee ID basis, I'm fetching the details right. After I fetching the data, whatever the resulted data, and I want to be preparing the response content or after let us assume I have an employee details I fetched it. After I fetched it and I want to be adding some kind of department details which is belong to the so department or the project details also I want to meet it by the base and employee that has to be done. So all the two different calls of the data by the service to the DO, it will be interact basis. The resulted data I want to prepare in the response as a single object that I want to return. So that logic we can call it as an service layer we are doing by the business logic. I'll give one example. If it is a student, so I want fetching the student subject marks and I want to calculate the grade. Grade means all the total subject and percentage I want to calculate it. That kind of logic we can call as business logic. To fetching the details by using to the database, that logic we can call as persistent logic. That logic you can call as persistent logic. So here the request is coming here. From this I am going to call to the DO. DO will interact with the DB. So after this what will happen is the response will be fetching from DO to the DO layer basis will return to the service will be business logic that will be returned to here. That will be sending back to the UI to be display the details. So this is the flow it will be work. So first one is this one, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is the 5, this is 6, this is 7, the flow how it will be, this is the 8. This is the way it will work for us. So to make it this kind of way, to reusable component to be designed, so I instead of whatever we are assuming like front office main agent servlet to take the requested data, to make it this kind of thing I want to be reusable component. If you write this kind of a show to your lead, he is a fresher or something, that kind of way you will get an opinion. To make it good opinion from your leader who is leading the project, so you have to be come up with some kind of flow. So how we can make it to this code is I will be showing you. Okay, and I'm going to do is service and I'm producing service layer to do the business logic, one more package, and I'm going to create one more packages and DO. So what I'm doing, we are doing the database logic. So to make it to follow the service layer design pattern and DO design pattern, this interface, and it has in only the methods, defined abstract method that get implemented in implement class. So that is the way we need to follow the service layer DO design pattern. To make it this code, so be careful, this code not to be here the action class as an select class. I want to be this only take the data and I need to pass so method which is defined into the service layer that has to be written. So to make it that way, so what I'm doing is, and I'm going to make it this, I want to refactor. So instead of refactoring extract method. What is the method name? Get employee by ID. Get employee by ID. So to make it this way, we can make it generate the method. So that what will happen is there is only one call from the servlet to fetching the details, and I have to be sending the data to the UI. But as of now, I don't have any UI, and I have taken get employee. So where this method is below as of now, it will get generated. This has to move to the as per the structure which is, so you should not be okay, not so that the signature places I'm taking this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to service layer and I'm going to employee service. So interface has to be defined employee service. So here what I have to do is, and I'm defining the employee service as an interface. Okay, it has a method. So as an employee service, not static method. This is the method. Okay, interface should not be defined as static method. So this is the method, and it has to be implemented by the class. Okay, employee service IMPL. So this is the implementer. Similarly, from this employee service IMPL, you need to call the DO layer. So DO layer also have the one method. Okay, DO layer also have the one interface. DO is pattern basis. So employee DO as an interface. So it has method is abstract method is this. Okay. Now here also we have an interactive database. I have to implement the class. So employee DO AM here. So here we have the one more class. So in this case, I need to be interact with the database, and that logic has to be implemented. So that is the flow it will go, and after to get the result of the service has to get to the. So to make it this kind of flow, how the request will be coming in, from this I have to implement. So to make it implement spaces, so employee service has to be implemented. When I have implemented, it is giving a code like such a way add unimplemented method, so that I have to make it call this employee service IMPL employee from this, it has to be interaction with from this attached data to make it this linking between this service layer to the DO layer, and I have to be created object of private employee DO. Okay, employee DO has the thing. So as of now, I'm going to create as I'm not using string anything, a new employee service employee, not employee service, DO employee, DO IMPL object has to be implemented. So why it is not allowing is we have to be implemented so by the employee DO. So employee DO also have the abstract method. So if you have one interface have the abstract method, so class has to be implemented. Without that, it will be given error. So that I do is I am going to make it add an implemented method. Now I have implemented method basis employee service center. We don't have an error. So whatever the employee data I got it, so that has to be called from here to get employee by ID passing the employee number. So from this I need to call to 3U. Here I need to get the employee details. So already when I am implementing this kind of logic already there here to return the employee details. So that what I'll do is I'll be taking this logic and I'm doing this whole method, which is not required to, it should not be here. It should be relevant to that logic has to be there in the DO layer. So DO layer, what I'll do is this is the test data which is, and I'm pouring the data, and I'm whatever the data I got it, I'm returning. So this is written to the calling method, which is the service. So service base I'll return back the calling method. It should be called by the front end. So here already have get employee by ID. We don't have any method. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to define one like private. Okay. So employee service is equal to new employee service employee has to be. So normally if it is not a static method, normally we'll declare this way, but as it is a static method to access directly, I just define for the service. So what I do, service dot get employee by. Now this is the way I have. So as per our requirement, UI basis request will be coming to the employee ID. That employee ID coming to this main method and like front office main, and that it will take the employee ID. From that I'm going to call to the service layer, which is different model. So service layer I have. So this came here, and from this I'm going to call the DO layer. So as per the flow DO layer. From this, it will be impacted database. By the now DB is not ready. I have mocked it, and from that I am going to take the data and return it. So return back to the service to front office. So now we have defined the flow. Now we can see the thing. Now I will be defining 101 as input. Now you can see like employee on details. So now I am defining the 104. Now we should get the employee not found for the employee because so when you see here the DOL we have only 1 2 1 2 1 3 only not have. So that obviously that the resulted data is correct. So now and 102 3. Now should get the employee details as we know the record is like this. So wrong details of the salary with the ID department we got the details. So now we have implemented such kind of code. So as we know how the flow has to be implemented in the real time model. So this is the like client server model basis. It is a normal JT application basis. UI will be interacting with the server. It can be a servlet or action or whatever maybe. It will be taking the request and from that reading the data and calling to the model service to we are going to call to the DO interact with the database. So here the question is, see normally when you are attending interview also, they will be asking you how your application flow goes. So you have to be say similar kind of. So if you know this and you can easily can explain to them. So what you can explain is from the UI the request will be coming and to the let us assume your policy application you are developing like let us assume. So from the UI, the policy ID basis, the request will be coming to the server select. From that, it will be calling to the model service to DO basis policy ID basis. I'll get the policy details and return. And as per the policy details, and I'll be preparing the response as per the business logic, and that will be returned to the select. That will return to the UI. UI will be displaying. This is the way it will work like that. So that they will be getting a confident on you. So he has something. So and I want to be given such kind of information to the with explanation. We can also draw this kind of flow diagram what he is trying to implement it. Maybe let us you want to get changed something like I have defined by the service layer. So some people they'll be called as logical layer, and also some people DO, some people as per the framework based repository package. So according to that what is suggested you can easily get corrected. So that way we can go for implementing. So this is the way if we get implemented and shown to your leader so that it will be easy for him to understand what is our capability, and also he will be having some confidence on it. Okay, he can do something, he can make it progress whatever the task he given, so that it will be easy for him to judge you also, and also as you can prove yourself. So this is the way if you get practice yourself and you can able to get the so when the time of creating first time maybe you will be getting some little confusions. Okay, so first understand what I am trying to say here, and step by step and try to create the project, and similarly what I have suggested, and try to create the way we have done one by one step, so that you can able to achieve what I am trying to say. Okay, if you like it, please share it and subscribe. Thank you. And we can see that further process of implementation in the next classes. Thank you all.